In terms of how we actually go about sort of thinking through and sort of really analyzing the business, there's a reason why we only focus on tech, media, and telecom assets, right? The reason for us is that we're actually former TMT executives, right? So myself and all my partners, we actually spent a decade plus as senior executives at Viacom. And so for us, we're clearly focused on sectors, one, that we know, two, sectors where we actually have some deep operational expertise in, and three, where we can actually take our commercial sort of sensibilities, right, and overlay them on top of financials, right? I mean, it's very, the funny thing is I actually began my investment career as a private equity professional. Prior to that, an M&A banker. And so I actually can think back around sort of how I would go through what I call sort of spreadsheet, sort of exercises, which are theoretical analyses of a range of hypotheticals without, sort of disconnected from deep commercial insights and perspectives. Now, the reality is everyone's not going to be a former operator when they actually come to sort of diligencing or thinking about investments. But what you certainly can do is actually sort of get deep commercial and operational insights to help color the way you think through the financials, the way you go about diligencing the assets, and ultimately, in our case, worst case scenario, right? The management team could throw us the keys and we will gladly hop in and we'll drive that company until we actually stabilize it, right? And so for us, those are experiences that we developed and honed at Viacom over 10 years. We invested roughly $225 million in capital that we turned into $5.8 billion in Viacom shareholder value. And so that's time tested, having the keys thrown to us in various scenarios and having to hop in and having to drive the car.